What's up guys, it's iOS Pro, and the iPhone 8 has been out for about 3 years now, almost 4, and was the last phone to get Touch ID from Apple, besides the iPhone SE 2nd generation. And this video will tell you guys whether or not you should pick one up today or buy one today. So first of all, the pricing. So Apple no longer sells the iPhone 8 on their website anymore, like new. You had to get them refurbished from eBay or get them new from your carrier's website, like your phone carriers, like with contract or something. So that's basically we have to get them now for refurbished or new for like $449 on AT&T or any other carrier, or like for like less than like $300 on eBay for like something like that. So that's basically the only way to get them now, because Apple discontinued them on April 15, 2020 when they introduced a new iPhone SE here. So that's the pricing there. Next up, the performance of the iPhone 8. So the iPhone 8 is using the A11 chip from the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 8 Plus as well. So the 8 Plus, 8, and 10 all use the same exact chip, the A11 Bionic. And when you're comparing it to a device with the A13 chip here, like the iPhone SE 2nd generation, when you do both, they feel about the same. I don't feel any differences on them whatsoever here. You see they feel about the same and smooth in how fast they run. Same for reminders. About the same here. The App Store, a little bit faster, but very close here. So you notice the performance is everything is loading up very quickly on the iPhone 8 and both devices here. Same for the Stocks app, about the same. So if you have a device in the A10 chip or later, you won't notice the speed differences at all. So that's pretty impressive that the A11 chip can still keep up with the newer software and run about the same speed as the A13 Bionic chip, which is very impressive. So when I'm comparing the Geekbench here on both devices, you'll notice that when I go to my history of my iPhone SE here and click the last one I've run, you'll notice that even though the scores are a bit higher on the SE 2nd generation, lower on the 8 Plus, they still run about the same speed when you're using them in like daily life and like throughout your day. So that's where that will not see a speed difference. But when you're booting your phone, you're restarting your phone, or you're installing an app or running video, that's where you'll notice it the most. So very impressive that the iPhone 8 can run the same speed as the iPhone SE 2nd generation when loading most apps. So really cool. Next up, the cameras on the iPhone 8. So the iPhone 8 has a 12 megapixel wide angle camera. That's the only single one there, but if you have an 8 Plus, you get the telephoto as well. So the smaller version of the 8, that's like the regular size, only gets the wide angle camera. So when you open up the camera app here, you can see the quality is not that bad, but it's like changing the lighting in the room due to where I have it thanks to the auto exposure levels here. And when I'm comparing it to the front-facing camera, you guys can see that it doesn't look that bad. It's the same 7 megapixel camera that we had since the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 7, so it's about the same. So it's not that great. You see, there's still all of lighting here. The exposure is not that great. So that's just the same camera we had for a long time. And same thing for the wide angle camera here. You notice that it's the exact same one from the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 10 and iPhone 11s here. It's exactly the same one. So pretty much no differences. We tried the iPhone 8 here. And you still have the square camera, the panel camera, and the video mode. Where on the older models now, you can change the video quality of the video here from the camera app. This feature is only available on the iPhone 11s previously, but with iOS 14, they gave you the ability to change the option for all devices for the camera app here in iOS 14. So now you can change the quality of your video for all devices now from the 6S and higher. So really cool there. Next up, I want to talk about the design of the iPhone 8. So the iPhone 8 is using the same aluminum from the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, and the 8 Plus, and the iPhone XR and the 11 standard, and the iPhone SE 2nd generation. So they're using the same aluminum design there. But we still have the glass back here, which allows wireless charging as well. The glass back is actually very durable on the iPhone 8. So the 8 Plus glass is weaker because it's a little bit thinner because the phone is bigger. So the smaller phones seem to handle the durability much better than the larger phones do. So if you had the iPhone 11 Pro standard, or the iPhone 7, or the iPhone XS standard, or the 8 standard, or the iPhone SE 2nd generation here, with the smaller phone sizes, they can handle durability a lot better because they made the smaller phones a little bit stronger than the bigger phones. I'm not sure why, but they did that because during Everything on Pro's drop test durability video, the iPhone 7 Plus and 8 Plus shattered easily just from like a bad fall. So that's how I could tell the smaller phone is more durable, because when I watched his 10R drop this video, the iPhone 8 was stood for a pretty long time until the head height fall. So that's how I could tell it's very durable, or more durable than 8 Plus or bigger phones. So very surprising there. Next up, the battery life. So the battery on the iPhone 8 is pretty much the same exact battery from the iPhone 7, the 7 Plus, and the iPhone SE 2nd generation, and the same one from the 8 Plus as well. So you're going to still get the same 10-hour battery life as the iPhone 8 as you do with the newer models. So the newer models do last a bit longer, but if you have the iPhone SE 2nd generation or below, you'll notice that the battery life is like not that great. It's not as great as the iPhone 11 models. So anything below the iPhone 10 or the 2nd generation iPhone SE will have like 8 to 9 hour battery life. So if you have the newer models like the 10 and higher, you'll notice the battery life lasts a lot longer than the iPhone 8. It's due to the single cell battery, because in the newer models they have an L-shaped battery, like a double cell battery. That's how they made it last longer in the newer models. So with the iPhone 8 only having a single cell battery, you will get shorter battery life than the newer phones. So that's basically why the battery life does not last as long as the newer models do. So very interesting there. And I've been able to get like an 8-hour use out of it. It's like after 8 hours the battery is dead after watching video, playing games, stuff like that. But if you're using it for like searching the web or doing a phone call or text, you'll have longer battery life. So the video and downloading games or playing games will drain the battery the most out of everything on the phone. So let's let you guys know about that. Last thing I want to talk about is the touch display on the iPhone 8 and the sensitivity of it. So the iPhone 8s up to the iPhone XS Max and down to the 6S models all have a 3D touch display. But recently in iOS 14 Beta 3, they've removed 3D touch and changed it to haptic touch. Same thing with the Apple Watch here. In WatchOS 7, they removed like force touch and limited it to haptic touch. So when I lightly press for a long period of time, for a couple of seconds, see it does the same behavior, just like haptic touch does. So I do it again. You see, it's for haptic touch. When I press on it, you see it doesn't do the same behavior. It's now a long press to change it. So that's basically what they did for the Apple Watch in WatchOS 7 and iOS 14 Beta 3. So the Apple Watch may never get the 3D touch layer back, but the iPhones might. In the future betas, Apple said they were going to re-add it in the future beta. So, in case you guys are wondering about that. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So if you guys are looking to buy an iPhone 8 today, you still should, but I'm not going to like recommend it because it doesn't have the newer features like the newer phones do, but it's still like good for a cheaper phone for like anyone who cannot afford the iPhone 11s and newer models. So to get them, you have to get them from carriers or eBay. So that's where you can get them from for refurbished or new. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up.